It is very difficult for the writer and the reader to write and understand the large statistics. So we use tables for these statistics. The table summarize these values, these figures, and present in a summary way. So the question is, where we should use the table, when we should use the table. The first thing is, if the paper is rich in text or numbers, then we should try to convert these numbers or text into tables. Particularly if the paper is rich in quantities, values, then we must convert these numbers into tables. Similarly, if there are a number of text or massive values, massive measurement, then it will be hard to read. So if this is hard to read, then we need a table to replace the text or quantities. And if there are massive use of terminologies and abbreviations which will not be understandable by the reader for first time, then we must explain all these things in a table so the reader may easily understand it. So let's discuss some important tips, some instructions which the writer should follow to convert their text, to convert their figures into tables. The first thing that you have to ensure that your figure really need a table. So if you ensure that we really need a table, then you have to decide the parameters, that what parameters you are going to include this table, and these parameters should be closely connected with each other. They have a strong relations with each other. Before reading the entire paper, people usually read the tables, they usually read the figures. So your table must be solely explainable without the text. For every parameters, for every values, unit must be explained. If you are measuring it in a second, for example, or in a millisecond, then you have to explain it clearly. Then this value, this parameter is measured in a millisecond. Table label should be clearly explained so that the reader who is not related to the domain may easily understand it. And if you think that this table can be explained in 2 or 3 sentences in the text, then there is no need of the table at all. You have to explain it in a text rather than plotting the tables, etc. In a table, information is always presented from left to right and top to bottom. So your data flow will be from left to right and top to bottom. If you have presented some data in a table, you shouldn't replicate the same data in a figure. This will be replication. This will increase the text size, the paper size, and there is no need to replicate the data. And if you are using any abbreviation, then you have to clearly explain these abbreviation in a label. If you are not explaining them in the label, then you have to explain in the column where you are specifying the particular parameter, particular value. You have to clearly explain the abbreviation in these columns. Thank you so much for watching.